line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. We are down in Concord, North Carolina once again for today's showcase, leading to the night of Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series of Factory Canopies 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Presented part of Champion Power Equipment, the place to get all your power generator needs and all your basic equipment to help you get through your day-to-day routine. Visit championpowerequipment.com to see about getting your power generator today. But hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Shriver, once again joining you guys here live on the call. As we are currently right now waiting my friend and colleague Cody McRae, if he will get himself in here right now. We're currently having some malfunction issues on his end again, but it shouldn't be too much longer before we hear from him right now, as we're about to hear from our drivers down here on the track. A whole laundry list of drivers ready to go at it today. A lot of guys looking to try to make a name for themselves and make some big moments here too on the show. So let's get down to business right now and get to him real quick. Let's talk with our 3-1 Motorsports first driver on the lineup, Harley Barletta.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Yeah, going pretty good, my friend. So you had a bit of a trip here. You had to go from New York down here to North Carolina. I know it's a little bit farther down south than you're used to, but how did it feel to get back on the track with as much history as this place?
Man, after the drive down here, I don't even really want to drive anymore, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to try and do our best tonight. Still trying to get comfortable with this car. Thankfully, the setup we got for this is a little more stable than the last couple weeks we ran. So hopefully we can try and get a top 5 out of this.
You're trying to go for a top 5, but also you're dealing with a track that has been notorious for making some extremely tight corners and some very tough ends. You're late in the run. With this next-gen car, how does it fare versus the Gen 6, Gen 5 and them?
Well, I mean, the suspension on this is real rigid, so it's just bouncing all over the place and sliding all over the place. Gen 6 has got a lot more grip, a lot easier to drive. This thing's going to be a handful tonight.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here as you get ready to go here for the action, we do appreciate coming on board here, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me, Chris. Talk to you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Harley Barletta. At number 81 right now, taking some time to chat with us here. Time to chat down there with another guy who knows all too well here on our show. I think you might have heard of him. His name is James Harrison at 55. You know, James, back here on the show once again. And another hot debate, hot topic here between you and the drivers. How does it feel right now on the track?
Track feels really good, man. My qualifying trim is extremely loose, so we may actually qualify on our race setup because it's got a lot better grip than our qualifying setup does.
Sure there. Now, I'm going to ask you this real quick, too. With the race setup versus the qualifying, I mean, we've seen it where these tires can take a bit of a beat, take a bit of a breakdown. How hot does this track get when it comes to really tearing up those tires?
Yeah, this track here really will really tear your tires up. So even though the tires don't wear as much on these Gen 7 cars as they did on Gen 6s here, they'll still go throughout a run. And sorry, I got loose there.
You were telling me it was supposed to work. It was so tighter to the grip. Now you lying to me all of a sudden?
It was aero loose from Christian. But you're still going to have to manage your tires some, and I got a feeling that our setup and the way I run it, as long as we can get some long green flag runs, I think we'll be good. For sure
there. Well, nevertheless, though, we appreciate you coming on board here today and all that. So we'll see what happens here on the track with you in the car.
Step forward, man. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Harris there on the 55. The big cat here to watch out for as always here. But let's take it down now and talk with some old Sim Performance crew. As you guys probably know him all too well, though not for what he's doing here. That is Craig Janzig.
Good evening, my man. What's been new in the Iowa life?
Well, nothing much, and the usual. I'm just here doing my usual chicane and rewatching you do whatever the heck you were doing just a minute ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. I don't know. I was trying to race nice with Meeks there, and we were just, we were pushing out. These cars aren't easy to drive. I think every viewer of the Coke 600 this weekend needs to understand in plain and clear language that we're fighting the same things here at the sim. We're fighting cars that are hard to drive, that get loose when you do the tiniest little bit of throttle mismanagement, and that are really tight at the start of runs. And you're going to see that. You're going to continue to see that at these 1.5 miles for the rest of the year. And God, is it some of the most fun that you can ask for out of racing? I wholeheartedly say that with my whole heart. I really believe that.
Well, right now, as we've kind of noticed as well too, from what you mentioned about the NASCAR drivers having to take on the Coke 600, a lot of times we saw that it was really kind of an wide open race here. How much do you think really these guys will start to go for on that? And do you think there will be some 3 and 4 wide times in here?
Well, there absolutely will be. Yeah. I've been mid-pack missile. Nah, we love Caleb. There will be times when you have to force the issue, like like we just saw there. That's part of these cars too. Some points in the run, it's a little easier to pass than others. You can also kind of see. It's pretty easy with these cars to see where your opposition is struggling as well. It's pretty easy to tell. Oh yeah, that guy's roasted the rears off because he can't keep the rear under him on exit, and it's easy to see when people are overdriving entry. You'll be able to see pretty quickly when people are going to start having right front problems and get the car way too tight. So it's a mental car, it's a physical car to drive, and I just I can't say enough about the product that we've been able to put on even here in Fast and Fun to represent that.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, here as you get settled up and ready to go here right on the moment here, we do appreciate coming on board here, Janzik. Best of luck to you and your crew.
Yeah, I got to give a quick shout out before you get rid of me here to the new esports organization that I joined, Nexus Esports. Great people, a really good environment, and I have nothing but positive things to say about my time with the Elite Performance Industries as well. Another great group of people, but I've moved on to Nexus, and I look forward to continuing big things with them. That their name, reputation kind of precedes itself. So it's awesome to be a part of that.
New brand, new look, but same old Janzik behind that wheel. Best of luck down there.
Yeah, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
See you later. The 40, ladies and gentlemen, Craig Janzik on the line there, getting some talking in here. You heard him say earlier, deal with Christian Wilcox down there. That's actually one of his teammates, so let's bring him back in now onto the show here. Ladies and gentlemen, number 53, Christian Wilcox on the call. Now, Wilcox, obviously, I know tonight, military schemes in high regard here for the factory Canopies 150, and representing for your U.S. Navy machine vessel today. I mean, I gotta believe you're really ready to rock and roll with this bad boy.
Yeah, I would like to. This is a replica paint for like VF-17, which was the Jolly Rogers fighter squadron, which started back in World War II and is still prevalent today. So it's mimicking after an F-4U Corsair World War II aircraft. So I'm really excited to show this off. This is a really fun paint to make, and always I gotta support my branch. Go Navy.
So you're supporting your branch, of course. That brings me into my next topic. I believe if I have my cliff notes right here, 2016, 2018, Operational Inherent Resolve, Operation Freedom Centennial, the Carrier Air Wing 17, Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did a lot. I was a meteorologist for Carrier Air Wing 17, deployed on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Did a bunch of stuff with Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan as well. Just doing tactical recommendations and weapons recommendations for the Air Wing and all kinds of strike and tactical operations.
Whole new world and whole new retrospect to look at here. Wilcox, definitely a lot of crazy things to see, but there's always one thing we can count on, seeing you out on the track putting up a show. Let's see if you can do it here with this U.S. Air Force Afterburner today. Good luck tonight, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
The 53, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Wilcox trying to bring it home, bring it down to his comrades and his colleagues there. Representing well, but also has a little bit of representation out on the track here. The man from the Air Force camp, that'd be Brad Patton out of 3-1 Motorsports and the number 1. He joins me now here on the call list. Brad, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. Just getting some laps in.
We get some laps in and getting some track time right now. How are you feeling so far with the laps you kind of put up?
Literally just got out on the track, but I'm feeling pretty good about this race.
Feel pretty good, getting ready to go for this one here now. Of course, tonight, of course, we talked about the military branches and all that, and the big schemes coming out for this crew. And we talked about before, like how you always got that big old winged eagles or the Seahawks down there. Well, today I think that Seahawks kind of representing something for you here. You are a part of the Air Force, if my cliff notes are correct, right?
Yes, sir. I spent 10 years in the Air Force, and yeah, the Seahawk represents the school that I just graduated from. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations on the graduation there, and very big props for you for representing the country and all that. Now, I'll ask you this too, as well as you get ready for this monumental race here and momentous race occasion for the military branches. Them, I mean, I gotta believe you're running to really represent that Air Force and really make a name for them after all the Navy, Army, and National Guard boys and Marines out here today.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it down for the Air Force. You better believe that. I'm gonna make sure that I represent the right way and see if I can bring this the Seahawk Ford Mustang into victory lane there.
For sure there. All right. Well, Brad, we really appreciate you coming on board. Best of luck down there in that big number 1. We'll see you here soon.
All right, buddy. See you.
Brad Patton, ladies and gentlemen, there in the number 1, taking some time to chat with us here as we now bring in another guy that has a little bit of military background to him in that big old Air Force, Mothers Against Truck Driving number 9, Ford Mustang GT. It's Eli Childs.
Hello, Chris.
Well, hello there, Eli. Right now, looks like you're just getting out on the track for a little bit more practice, but you laid down a top 10 practice lap here. I gotta believe qualifying, though, gonna be a whole nother story.
Yeah, the track's dropped about 12 degrees since we started practice, so I think times are only going to get faster, especially when we come to qualifying here in about just shy of 10 minutes.
And just shy of 10 minutes here, of course, definitely can be a change to make a lot of a difference here out on the track as much as you can in the real world. And for you, you nearly got about 10, you got about almost 10 years worth, about five less than what I think maybe we would usually see you with, as you were from the Kuwait and Afghanistan deployments there from 2007 2012, my friend.
Yeah, we joined about 3 months after I graduated high school, got out in 2012, went to Kuwait a couple times, then we went over to Afghanistan for a little bit.
Yeah, with your time and duties over there, I gotta believe that's really toughened you up for these kind of long races, this tough ordeal as you have now faced off here at Charlotte North Speedway, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely helps with the mental focus, that is for sure. But I think we'll have a good race tonight, to be honest. Got a pretty good setup, and I think as we transition to sunset and into the night, I think we'll be even better.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Eli, we really appreciate you coming on board, and thank you for representing your country well, sir.
Appreciate it.
Eli Childs, ladies and gentlemen, in that Big 9 machine, not only running for family members, but also running for his country yet again. Another driver out here, though, that we have on the record books as a military / driver representing his country. Well, you might know him, the speed demon boy himself, the number 5, Kyle Holden.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good here. So, Speed Demon setups once again coming back out for a little bit of a go-to, a little timer town here. How is the setup feeling so far for you?
So far we're feeling pretty good. It's a little tight, so we're trying to get it a little bit looser. But I think as track conditions come down a bit, we'll be looking pretty good.
Absolutely, and as I've already kind of talked and discussed with a few of these other guys here already about this, but you know, you are one of the few drivers out here that have military representation in your military branch and division. You may want to talk about that to the crowd out here today.
Oh yeah, I served 4 years in the Air Force Security Forces. Deployed twice to Kyrgyzstan and Kuwait. I'm just proud to serve the country, and it was definitely a great experience.
Great experience, and definitely great to see some more representation and really some love to our military crew and veterans here. Kyle, this is definitely going to be a long, hard race here. Do you think the Speed Demon can finally hang in there and get this monkey off the back?
Yeah, hopefully we can maybe move up some spots today if we can hold up our spot, and hopefully we just have a good day. Just going to try to stay out of all the wrecks that are probably going to happen today, but we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Well, see how it goes. Let's see what happens on the track. Best of luck, my friend.
Appreciate you.
Kyle Holden, ladies and gentlemen, the number 5, taking some time to chat with us here right now as we bring in some of the boys that may not have his military experience, but I'm pretty sure they have some experience when it comes to dealing with the mental thresholds that come with the track and the racing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 48, George Young.
What's up, buddy?
Not much, my friend. Just the usual chicanery. I'm going out here and I'm going to see how y'all are doing. And this 48 has been pretty darn impressive on the qualifying ends, but you haven't been able to get this thing to last out the full race. What happens tonight with this Young Link 48, your mind?
Oh, man, we're gonna... I'm envisioning some good long runs here, so I'm gonna do my best to take care of my tires and stay out of trouble. But that's the plan for me. I'm not worried about speed right off from the get-go. We'll take it easy and see what she can do.
Now, speed obviously being a crucial part, controlling the narrative being a very crucial part, but for you and your crew, I would have to believe that a track like this, and the NPR guys usually like to kind of play these circuits because this is more of a long run based setup if it could go down the wire, can't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're a patient bunch. We get aggressive when we need to, but like you said, this kind of track, I think it plays into our hands. I think we're gonna do pretty good tonight.
Absolutely. All right. Well, George, we really appreciate your time here, sir.
All right, thanks.
George Young, ladies and gentlemen, taking some time to chat with us here as we're now bringing in another driver that likes to really bend the run and bend the rules off the track. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Lawrence.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. So, still representing the Elite Performance Industries Motorsports crew today here in that 34, and I know you're just getting out on the track for a few laps around the track, but I gotta ask you, I mean, were you coming into this race kind of excited, or were you a little bit nervous considering that this is one of the tougher tracks you'll have to deal with on the mile-and-a-half circuits?
I'm actually really nervous because I totally spaced on getting any kind of practice in. So right now, this is the first laps I'm turning on the track in this car. So I'm trying to get it down, and so far it's not going too bad. I'm not up there on the speed charts right now, but I'm just trying to get a good feel.
For sure there. Well, so as you get ready to really hail them up and really get them going there on the track, I mean, is there anything really focus-wise you're looking towards overall?
Just hitting marks, getting a good finish, and staying out of the chaos that I'm sure will ensue.
Well, sir, will ensue, and sure will get a bit wild. Nevertheless, here, Robert, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Lawrence in the 34 right now looking to bring it home for him and his crew here tonight. And right now, race fans, we are nearing the end of our practice session here. About 50 seconds more. I think we'll be getting ready to go race into the qualifying section here in about 2 seconds here. Ignore the time on your screen there. That's not the official time, I believe. I believe we're going to be able to get them in at, I believe, what are we at right now? 8:50 Eastern? Yeah, 8:50 Eastern, 7:50 Central. You guys got to remember, I'm working off Central Time, so I have to keep reminding myself about Eastern or NST or even sometimes even British times. Yeah, we've had some British drivers come and actually ask if we can call a race for them. No takers yet, but we're hoping for one. Jeffrey Lee Bell, you know what time it is. Get your change out and get ready to buy some lemonade. Oh my. Well, when someone says that, usually that means there's a man in this crowd that wants to be brought in. And usually there's a guy that loves to be talked to here, because if the lemonade stand's calling, you know who we have to ring up. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Pless.
What's going on?
Well, Steven, not much here, my friend, but Jeffrey Lee Bell has called upon the lemonade stand. He says he's got his change out. He wants some lemonade from you, my friend. How are you doing today on that?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. We got a fast car tonight, and I like fast cars, so let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens indeed. Right now, as we get ready in the qualifying session, what's going to be the focus, and where's the line you think it's going to be able to be hit at?
I really don't know. I'm possibly see some 29.9s. Probably, definitely gonna see some 30 flats. It's good. We got some fast guys in here tonight.
We definitely do indeed, but nevertheless, Pless, we do appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you, buddy.
Lemonade stands in order. Lemonade to be presented on the show. Race fans, they're out and about. It's time to get qualifying. So we'll talk with some of the other guys in just a moment here, as right now we are set back on the pace here. It is the Factory Canopies 150 qualifying session underway. And Brian Lorenzo right now getting ready for his qualifying lap. We'll focus in on the 77 as he brings the hashtag Team C Machine Chevrolet Camaro right up on down the track here off of turn number 2. Gets a great exit off. Looks like he's going to build some speed coming down the wire. Tonight is Military Veteran Service Night here, of course, as Memorial Day has come and gone. We still want to show and represent the love that we have cherished with these men and women that have come forth to help keep our world safe and keep the evil doers away from our land and our escapes. Lorenzo, fast time, lays down the quickest already, as he's got to still deal with the pressure that the Nexus 40 Toyota Camry of Craig Jantic will try to bring at him. Wilcox there does about 200ths of a second off though of Lorenzo. And even Jason Taylor in the 15 moving into that spot. We'll see how the qualifying lap ends here for Jantic as he shoots it off down. Oh, down the front straightaway though. He's not getting that time in. He will lose his time and it's over and done with. He'll have to start in the middle. A bad qualifying run there that unfortunately cost him dearly. Robert Lawrence getting edged out by a thousandth of a second by Kyle Holden. Holden will take that over, or will he? Because the Navy has come in marching. Christian Wilcox has brought the speed to the playing field. He knocks one off the board. Brad Thacker, the 56, has got his Bucky's machine out on the track already and cleared and good. Eli Childs qualifies 9th. He'll be in the 9. Wayman Jr. gets a 6th fastest time. And I can finally say it on PT Race TV with this Champ Power Equipment race. He is not the best driver to be the only one that's not won a race. I can now officially say he's got a race win in. It took him long enough, but he got it. So he has a win here on PT Racing TV. So I can no longer say he is the best driver to have never won a race on PT Race TV. I'd have to probably give that honor to George Young because he still is without a win, much less a heat win on this show. So, I mean, I think everybody in this field actually has won at least one race here on the show, except for Young. Which is kind of surprising to me because, honestly, you would have thought by now he'd been able to pull off a little bit of a debut spot or pull off some positions, but no, it hasn't quite been that way for him. So, we'll have to see if he can finally dial it in. He qualified, though. He actually hasn't qualified yet. Still waiting for that out. Kevin Kirscher in the 91 Chevrolet Camaro will put the factory Canopies machine into the 12th slot right now. Harley Barletta currently moving his way around trying to get some chimes in. And it looks like Kirscher's going to go with a 13th fastest. Had a little trouble off of turn number 4 there. See what the time shows. Time switches. And he will not get anything faster on that one. So now, George Young on the scene. We'll see what he can play out. They've got about 1 minute left on the clock here of qualifying. They need to get these laps in as soon as possible or it will not be enough time. Time set for Young. It's coming up. Now he got his hot lap. Now here comes the quick lap. Coming right off down on the exits here. We'll come back into position here as he gets settled in, right to go. It's time to listen to some of our other drivers here. Brian Lorenzo now on the call here as Lorenzo, another top 5 qualifying position. That's 77 as usual. Just looking pretty darn bad fast out here, my man.
Yeah, man, qualifying went pretty good. Got a little loose, trying to get everything I can out of this car, and oh boy, the field looks tight. It's going to be a fun race.
Fun race indeed, and it's a tight race as well. We saw a lot of guys in qualifying actually get loose and lose it in the corners. What do you do in this race itself to make sure that 77 stays glued to the track?
It's just making sure you don't overstep the car. With the setups today, it's very stable, and this season we haven't really gotten that. So people are really overstepping the boundaries to what the car can do, and that's what's causing a lot of people to get loose.
For sure there. Well, you've been to Victory Lane quite a bit of times before. Let's see if you can get it done today here, my friend. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Ryan Lorenzo, ladies and gentlemen, representing for 3Y Motorsports, looking to set the tone and field in. Race fans, it's that time at last. Your factory Canopies 150 is now presented up on PT Race TV. And here's how we're going to do it. On the start, Wilcox sets the fastest time in the 53. Kyle Holden will be the second fastest on his outside. Run number 2 is Robert Lawrence in the 34. Brian Lorenzo in the 77. And run number 3, Jason Taylor pilots the number 15's outside. It's Harley Barletta in the 81. And run number 4, it's William Mann Jr. in that 29 with his outside being that 69. That is Stephen Fless. And run number 5, James Harris will pilot the 55 with his outside being the 9. That is Eli Childs. And run number 6, Brad Thacker pilots in that 56 outside. Richard Fornchell is going to be managing the number 90. In row number 7, we see George Young in the 48 with Kevin Kirscher in the 91. Row number 8 is Dan Starner in the 14 with outside of him Caleb Forsythe, the 76. Row number 9 is going to be Craig Jancic in the 40 with Tyler Meeks piloting it up in the 35. Row 10, Brad Batten in the 1 with his outside. That's going to be followed down by Matthew Johnston in the 4. Our final starters tonight is going to be Sheldon Pierce in the 8 and Steve Clegg in the 22. And race fans, the time has come at last. Your field of drivers have entered into the battlefield. They've entered into the zone. Now the race will commence, and the power of these beasts, of these next-gen Cup cars, are about to be put into full contention. Intensity of brewing. Steering wheels gripped up a little tighter. And these drivers now know what's on their playing field. William Brisman Jr. saying, the best driver to never win a race has finally been lifted from me. You can get that off your back there, my friend. And if you're wondering, guys, what race did he win? Check it out on YouTube. The Super Money Race at Talladega. Probably one of the biggest payouts we've seen on Pete Race TV and one of the biggest race wins of that man's career. I don't even think the money really meant to him. I think he was more worried about trying to win that race. And if he's going to do it now, he's got that confidence to work around. We'll see if he can use it today here in the factory Canopies 100 and 150 as we are now ready to go. 100 laps to the distance, and the drivers are off. Well, I'll say this. This didn't take long to go straight for the bottom lane. Absolutely nobody wanted to be on the outside or on the bottom of anybody. They wanted to stay in a consistent draft in a little runoff zone. Similar, if you will, to how you would have seen the Coke 600 start off and how it kind of came into its own later on. Drivers will move chains up ahead when they can, but they're going to try to stay clear of trouble. Charlotte Motor Speedway has had a bad habit of really making drivers really question their moves and questioning their shots. Every move will count. Every call will make the difference here for these drivers. Following down around off of turn number 3, down turn number 4. Wilcox slightly loose there off of the exit. He's going to give a lot of opening here to Robert Lawrence as Kyle Holden, the 5, puts a speed demon into the fray with the EPI machine of the 34 of Robert Lawrence. But Brian Lorenzo, I talked to him right before this race. You heard him say, to keep this thing glued to the track, I've just got to stay in the moment, stay on that charge. Well, he's definitely doing that, and he gives a big push. The guy holding the 5. That was a huge little hit there, giving up there on the Robert Lawrence's camp. Lawrence sent skyward outside. Holden now has to find a way around him, but he can't get to him yet, as there's a big battle of brewing between the 5 and the 34. In the back of the pack, though, right now, the surprise of qualifying the 40, Craig Danzig spins the car out, loses control, and does not get enough runoff and gets himself into trouble. Costs himself dearly and costs himself a lot of time. Now he's going to have to try and make up lost ground by literally just mounting a battlefield charge to these drivers. The number 90 here, Richard Forchell as well, looking to try to get back into it. So if we're having a little bit of a tough qualifying time, got Guelph out of the bunch. He knows how tight this track is going to be and how tight this race is going to play out for these guys, and he knows he needs to make the charge, he needs to make the moves off when he can. Young Cook it up on the outside, couldn't quite keep his speed up for grabs. The one of Brad Patton moving down low. Oh, trouble, trouble, hold on, woo! How did Tyler Meeks save that one into the grassy plains? And honestly, I'll give credit where credit's due. These next gens, honestly, when they land in that grass, at least they don't go plowing it like they have a lawn care service. I'll give him that much, and that was a great save by Tyler Meeks. That snap lock steering seemingly having no effect on him to hang out with. Robert Lawrence, though, in the 34, coming right back into the pack on the attack here, trying to make a move off as Harley Barletta looks on from a distance. It's not a complete social distance here, or of course that's that would be 2020 landscapes there for you, but hey, then again, what do I know? We literally got started in 2020 when we started these broadcasting calls. So speaking of starting back in 2020, this crew was actually what began on the Tuesday night action here, and it was with this Champion Power Equipment crew that had started the Fast and Fun series for all these 2 years. And now there's Fast and Fun crew right now. Did you see like big names like Karras, Lorenzo, Barletta, Willie Man Jr., Childs, Danzig, Thacker, Patton? They all came from these divisions. They all started on this show with this very same league. And hard to believe, nearly 2 years later, we have witnessed and bared practice around the track and seen so much more happening as we continue to go along with it. Let's take a look at the PT Mr. Replay real quick, as there's some trouble down there for the number 34. That is Robert Lawrence. And you can see right here, remember what I talked about earlier about you need to make sure you watch yourself and get this car glued to the track? Well, that right there is a big opportunity to really see it. Lawrence losing so much time by simply just getting on the apron, and you can even see that car is not glued up yet, and it's not really back in its own position. It's struggling to hang on. But it is kind of wild to me, though, to see that this next gen Cup car, you know, this was actually the first track I ever actually tested this thing on. And to be honest, it was with that 550 horsepower package, so you can probably guess how it felt when I had to start with it. I was really just in the full throttle all the way around. I didn't have anything to worry about. But now that they've done the 670 horsepower package with that lower spring spoiler, I tell you guys, this is literally changed the dynamics and increased the actual racing product itself without a shadow of a doubt on the intermediates. Layman Jr. right now, the number 29, trying to hang on here as he continues to deal with that old rival of his here, Craig Janzik, as the Nexus 40 goes side by side with him, looking to try to make something go with it. Layman Jr. again getting that big win at last on Pizza Race TV Talladega in the Xfinity Series for the Super Money race. By the way, if you guys are not aware, that race is up on our YouTube. It is also going to happen again. We have flyers out June 3rd, June 4th. If you wish to attend, be sure to join us on Pizza Race TV. Hit that Discord link up in the links down in that post and come join us and race for some cold hard cash. It's just a mere $15 to enter, and it's just a mere $15 to race it. If you want to have some fun money racing on a Friday or Saturday night, believe me, you don't want to miss it. We'll have the action and all the coverage live on Pizza Race TV. You know, we talked about this too here, with this military background, this military kind of racing here. A lot of these guys, they're coming in literally, you know, from the times of the worst ends of our world and the worst possible outcomes, and they are still able to come out here and actually race with these guys and gals and be able to put on a show for their friends and family at home. And I just gotta say this, I have to believe that this is literally the most meaningful racing and the most meaningful time for them to be out on Pizza Race TV, because they know that this means a lot to them. They know this is really what got them into the world that we so cherish and we love to see today. And it's kind of a crazy little retrospect, a little place to be had, but you know, we have seen so many great names, great big figures come through. Of course, we've seen some NASCAR legends and NASCAR drivers come on our show. We've seen some really professional local short track Saturday night racers and guys coming out. But I always say this, I'll say it again, whenever you got a military or veteran driver that comes out and actually, you know, serve their country and can do all this stuff that they do now, I always say it's just the most meaningful thing as a broadcaster or as an announcer to really be able to go out and call these guys at their best, at their most, you know, opportunistic, because it really just lets them have fun, and it really also gives them a chance to really spread their wings and show the world who they are, and really give you guys a better sense on who they are as characters and drivers. I absolutely love this kind of racing, this kind of stuff, man. It's really awesome to see. Speaking of characters in their own right, I think I may have to be, I think I would be completely dismissed if I didn't refer to that 56 Bucky's machine, John Thacker. Every time that guy comes out on the track, man, he is a character in his own right. And believe me, I'm already prepared. I had to have some some barriers originally up here in the broadcast booth, but since Thacker has already found a way to hack my software, I already know he's gonna just completely brash everything in. So I left the door open this time in case he wanted to join us. So if you do hear all of a sudden this little chit chat from a guy that sounds like he's probably from the Bucky's Beaver Camp, then it's probably him. Laps continuing to push on right now. Remember, 100 laps here to the distance. This is a bit of a long run track, long race setup. Not the Coke 600 by any means. Believe me, I don't think we would in our right minds be able to have time to call that one. But yeah, you know, the thing is, though, there's still 100 laps is no joke. Again, this next gen Cup car, we talk about the track conditions and how much it can tear into these fields and tear into this kind of racing. And this is exactly what makes this so difficult. As we take a look at our track tech talk presented in part by Factory Canopies today, this is how this Factory Canopies 150 is going to play out. You got a tri-oval design, 1.5 mile long track here in Charlotte Motor Speedway / Concord, North Carolina. This track is really destined and determined to test even the best of guys and the best of drivers when it comes to a pressure field on a long run, while also making for extremely difficult kind of pass and track if you have a car that is up to grabs. But the problem is this track is not up to grabs all the time. It will make things very difficult late into the race, as we just found out here because of 69 Fox Racing Machine here. Stephen Pless found that out the hard way. Got a full 20 laps in impressively here before anything copped out on the caution. You remember what I just said about the tires being a big factor here? Well, take a look at this. Here's the PT Mr. Replay presented by Champion Power Equipment. Came right in on turn number 1, and watch this. The snap lock steering giving out because those tires are teared up a little too much. And Flesh just smashing the wall protection. Tries to get out of the way for the other guys and let them race, but unfortunately, damage all but done. Well, I mentioned his name earlier on, and I kept bringing him up, so I think it's time we just chat with him. William Mann Jr., you know the drill.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Going pretty good. So, you commented earlier, and I'm going to bring it up again. The best driver to never have won, removing that curse from you after that win there back on the Saturday. I believe it was the Friday night edition, man. I mean, gotta believe you were pretty ready for this one now.
Yeah, I still got that bag of money sent by the rig as a trophy. Big old chip on my shoulder, and we're trying to just keep repeating the success we developed.
Success you've developed here, as we'll let you get in the pit road before we say anything else here.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, the confidence level boosted up, and of course, obviously seeing that money bag behind you there is probably helping you out a little bit. But I'll ask you this too. I mean, you're on a track that we've seen you have some great success on. Definitely can play out the same way that happens at Kansas sometimes, and we've seen you try to perform that long run as much as you can for a stint. Do you think this 29 has exactly what it can take to actually get that stint and full-length run in for the win today?
Yeah, we got a good setup developed for this track. You know, I put a good bit of laps into Charlotte. I've always loved this track. It's the hometown. I got to defend it. So, you know, again, money bag, chip on the shoulder aside, we always just want to perform and beat everybody in this league we can, because it's a good, friendly rivalry with the guys here. But I want my bragging rights. And after the last race, we got a DNF. We got to get some of those back. We kind of got robbed, so we're going to take it from everybody.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, William Mann Jr., we do appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck as we get ready to hit them back up.
Appreciate you, big guy. Enjoy the show.
You too. Rewind Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, William Mann Jr. on the line. Time to take it down now and talk with one of our guys down as well here. It is Dan Starner now on the lineup here as he enters it back into pit road. Dan, what's going on down there, sir?
Pit crew messed up and only put one side on, so instead of going lopsided, I'm gonna get the other side and fix it.
So with that in mind here, I mean, well, hold on, we'll let you get your pit road first.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna try and fly back through the field with this. This isn't great, but we'll make the most of it.
Well, I was just about to ask, like, why is it that only one side over the other is actually very crucial here for this kind of a race?
Well, if one side's hot and the other side's cold, one side's gonna have grip and the other side's not, and it's just gonna try and spin out on you. So it's best to have everything kind of the same.
Absolutely indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, is now you've got the car all set up and ready to field it back in. Seemed like you had some speed earlier, but kind of got trapped in between. How difficult is it kind of get a pass around here so far?
Yeah, I mean, my car seems to be, it kind of comes in later in the run. I don't have a lot of speed off the starts, but usually about 10 laps in, I got really fast and I'm starting to get around people. So hopefully we get some green flag runs, especially with newer tires. I want to see this thing go green for the next 50 laps. That'd be great.
For sure there. All right, well, Starner, looking for those laps, looking for the time. We'll see if it happens. Best of luck.
Thanks, boss. Take it easy.
Dan Starner, ladies and gentlemen, the number 14, looking to try to make or break a season here for him. When we come back, race fans, we're still just keeping it going here at Concord, North Carolina. The action's getting hot, and you know what to do. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, presented in part by our friends at Champion Power Equipment. And right now, if you guys need to get the best power generators on the market, are you really relying on anything other than Champion Power Equipment? These guys are the name brand that always gets the job done, and make sure you have the best equipment here and there from start to finish. Be sure to visit them up their website at www.championpowerequipment.com. Field now ready to get back up into the graves and ready to fat them up down on the track. Drivers are now set to go, really stabilized and down for the battle here, down for the track. We are just about ready to set sail back to the green flag here as Brian Lorenzo in the 77, most impressive so far off the start, looking to continue that round out here. Stabilized down off of turn number 3, down at turn number 4 here, awaiting our green flag start. You can see the yellow flag change. There's a green coming back out. Flagman doing his job, which means now it's time for us to do our job. Let the speeds kick and bring the next gens back to life. .5 laps now is going to be put into the books here out of 100. We still got quite a few laps left to go. Jason Taylor, though, you want to talk about a guy that literally a lot of people kind of wrote off as just a one-time winner? You might want to change that philosophy. Taylor is a driver, and he has proven it with this battle up ahead. He is in second place right now, and he was holding on to third for a good chunk of those laps. Can Jason Taylor get that monkey off his back and get that second win of his career? Does not want to be known as a one-hit wonder. Well, right now, he's proven he doesn't need to be, nor is he. If he can just hang on, though, it's a long race still ahead. And even Caleb Forsythe is making it pretty tough on some of these guys as the caution flies back on out. Okay, well, I have absolutely no idea where the heck the caution came from or what happened. I know Stephen Pless was in pit road, but he was kind of in there already and he did not crash out, so I'm a little confused on who wrecked out here. I hate to use the return ghost caution, but I think we're going to have to go with the ghost caution. The Ghost Graphic Gremlins had their way with this one. Well, I guess since that ghost caution came out, I will go ahead and perpendicularly annoy the one man that usually has been brought up to bring out the ghost caution, the guy that still has a facial profile that makes me laugh every time I have to look at it. So, Thacker, can you just talk about this Bucky's Beaver for a minute so I can relax for once?
What's going on? How are you?
Not much. I'm doing alright, I guess. Here, how you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I thought about like Facebook stalking you and finding a picture of you to pop up when you pull me in, but I was like, I don't mess with them today.
I'll give you a free one if you want, if you actually are going to go that route.
I will, I was going to be a gentleman. Whoa! Watch out, Craig. Man, this car is...
He's got a new team and he's already trying to make him look bad, isn't he?
He's doing what he can with that loose setup, and almost rear-ending people under caution there. Someone's gonna have to set the boy down and talk to him, I suppose.
Well,
But
I mean, it's better
I
than having to
guarantee
set
you
down
he'll
the
be,
beaver.
yeah, he'll be way in front of me by the end of this race, so I can't talk too much crap. But
I mean, you
this
can't because he's
car is
behind you
scary.
anyway, so.
This car is scary. I will say that.
So what makes it scary exactly? Why is it scary in your mind besides you're about ready to do your usual here?
Everything is normal. You're going through the turn 3, turn 4, you're coming out, and you come up just a little bit of a hill. And if you have any input on the steering wheel whatsoever on the exit of turn 4, you'll find yourself in the infield grass. I don't know. I've seen a handful of cars in the infield grass already. I'm sure you've caught some as well. But
Well, let's just say being high up in my podium here in my little stable booth, I don't really smell too much of the grass, nor do I get really much of it in my face. So thankfully for me, I'm okay. But Thacker, really do appreciate your time here, my friend, and let's see if maybe this Bucky can get going here a little bit.
yeah, so see if I go like a top 5. We'll set the bar a little low and just not win, just a top 5.
Top 5. That's a good set. That's a good chant.
All right, man. Well, I'll see y'all later.
See you later. He certainly sets the lowest of goals for him and his NPR crew sometimes, doesn't he, guys? We'll let the drivers get settled back down, get ready to put this one back up on the positions here as we are ready to field them down. And I'm going to go quiet for just a little bit here as we get some technical difficulties fixed up on our end here, guys, so be aware. Also, in the background, if you hear a little fan or any little noise issue, do not worry, that's not anything bad on our end from the technical difficulties. It's simply just a fan I got going on in my studio here. It's way, way too hot here in Concord, and for an Iowa boy, I should be used to it, but I personally prefer the cold, so I'm trying to keep it a little chill in here, so I do apologize, but we'll be right back as soon as we get going here in a minute. Just going to get some technical difficulties figured out. Alright, race fans, sorry for the wait there. Thankfully, we're back here right now, live on the call here still. About 30 laps have now been put in the books when they come back to the green flag here. Brian Lorenzo, Jason Taylor looking to go out of here. Kyle Holden, Caleb Forsythe, Wilcox, Johnson, Fornshell, Janzik, Thacker, and Young rounding out your top 10 here. A whole field of drivers ready to bring in some speed and bring in some luck here and hopefully find a little bit of an exit point here. Bring it back to the green flag here, coming off the start here, down to the green, lights are on, and we're off and running. And I didn't want to say anything about Sheldon Pearson because I don't want to jinx him early here, but he is now in this hunt. He actually has a chance here. And major damage there on the 35 top me, so I think that might be where our caution came from earlier. I didn't even know he had any damage though. That one with 135, man, that's some major damage on that machine. Meek's a champion though. He has won actually here on the season title holder stakes. looking to continue that hot streak and that hot duplex here, looking to keep it going. Christian Wilcox, also a former reigning champion in his own right, has got quite a few wins here. Actually won out one of the biggest ones, which is back in the Truck Series, back in Daytona International Speedway. One of the hardest races to win, whether you're lucky or you're not, doesn't matter. It's still one of the toughest things to come away from and actually accomplish. And he was able to do that here and on the show. As Brian Lorenzo right now fires up down Kyle Holden, the 5. We've got a battle for the race lead here as Holden is currently moving the chains down to the bottom. He's got a great speed rush, but he's got to be careful down there. Over-accentuating those tires here, those Goodyears will get tore up and they will get pretty darn hard to control later in the run. Well, I see a lot of guys trying to work the outside line right now, trying to make something out of nothing that they can, try to hang in there, but the bottom lane is still where most of the speed is going to be, and also where some of the closest corners you're going to see them really fight out at. Robert Lawrence nearly taking that number 15's rear corner panel with him, backed off the time here as Lawrence tries to hang on, but Brad Patton right now, just like an Air Force Brandon himself, he is firing this bad boy right up to the front. Patton, as usual, up to his tricks. He's got a position at stake here. Moves the chains ahead of Jason Taylor right now. A huge burst of speed coming up there. Lorenzo and Lawrence as well. Absolutely whole hum. No lone loss of expense. No loss of speed here. These guys absolutely tearing it up, trying to make a move or two off these controls and off these speeds. Greg James, they're trying to do much the same as Kale Forsythe. Engaged as the problem, goes 3 wide with the fire department coffee going off the exit of turn 2. No speed though, enough to hang on. He knew Janzik was gonna be tough there. Had to back off, and he got it right back into the playing zone, right where he wants to run it at. Smart thinking by Forsythe. Don't damage the car up now. Let it kind of settle in and soak up. There's plenty of time to go before you really need to worry about it. He knows it. James Harrison, the 55 now, moving back in pace, moving back off the track here as he's dealing with Matthew Johnson, the 4 Allagash, the Ford Mustang, and then even that Rise Nutrition 14, Dan Starner. And you can just see, too, the way this track is. I mean, Charlotte Moore Speedway is a different kind of layout when it comes to the usual mile and a half you may see. This track actually has a bit of a banking up top and a bit of a banking down to the bottom as you come in and out off exits and entries. I've always talked about it as kind of like a mix between a Dover International Speedway versus a Kansas Speedway track, as I've always kind of referred to it. It's got the speed and the angles to run like Kansas, but it runs more kind of like how Dover is when you have to hit those corners off and you come off those exits of turn 2 and turn 4. It's extremely difficult because we know how tough it is just to hang on to any line here, and this is no joke. It is very difficult as well. Steve Clegg, though, whoa, hold on a minute. Troubles for the Wendy's Chevrolet Camaro. Steve Clegg coming to a dead stop here in a minute here. He's going to have to try to refire and hurry up because he's got cars coming right behind him. Brad Patton in the 1 coming up fast, coming up quick here. Looks like Clegg will be put a lap down in a minute, but what happened to that 22 down there is what we're going to find out now. We had a camera on him. PTM Instant Replay tells all and shows all. Here is a look at it. Okay, right off turn 4. I don't know. Maybe he thought this was the rollable track, or maybe he was just thinking it's somewhere else, or maybe it's some kind of other track to run on. But you can just see great save there, actually, considering he didn't smack the wall. But it wasn't quite the same way Meeks was earlier, where Meeks actually got a bit of a better runoff there. That was a little bit tougher for him to deal with, and he knew it. Not a lap down just yet, though, although he's definitely pushing his luck a little bit, considering Patton and Lawrence are coming up fast on him. Holden, Janzik, Starner right now, your top 5. And Harris now looking to renew a little rivalry between him and Starner. Those two, way back when, they used to have all sorts of wars against one another. They had no trouble putting fenders, putting themselves up for grabs, and putting everything to the limit. It was what we called it back in that time, hard racing. That was something those Fast and Fun Champ Power Equipment boys knew how to do. But it's Harris this time around that makes the charge and goes up to the top. He takes full advantage. Coming up through the field right now, though, Janzik may have used up a little too much of his momentum, used up a little too much of that speed, got a little too tight for his own good. He went from loose to tight, having to charge up to the field. And Janzik now being put back on the attack here. Holden and Harris now moving the chains at it. Not quite halfway done yet with this race, but you can just see already the wear and tear these next gens are facing. And it looks like Janzik might have found some life down there in that next C Sports. He's going to need all the help he can get. He's going to need a little bit of help here to kind of hang in there, because that's going to really make things difficult. Best lap times on your screen right now here, showcasing some of our drivers and how they've hit their times up. As we take a look at the lap times, though, the best time so far has been set. That was by the number 34 of Robert Lawrence. A 30.26 was his fastest time. Just about 100 faster than Brad Patton, the number 1, who he's gone 18 spots up here. Lawrence qualifying 3rd. He goes in 2nd, so he's definitely got the speed. He's got a bit of a control base there, but how long will that last him is going to remain to be another question for his own good here. Popping up about halfway to go here. Still, the field is currently moving the chains on in. Everyone looking for speed, looking for some ground clearance. Eli Childs, really, in my opinion, the surprise so far. He has not had the most speed. He has not put it up nearly at the highest ranks of these guys. And I'm not sure if that 9 Air Force Ford Mustang Mad Machine has been kind of setting back for something big, or if he's just a little bit off tempo. It's not usual, though, for Childs to be this far back. That's some kind of strategy. Sheldon Pearson, the 8 right now. Currently having a little bit of a battle here with Tractor Canopies, number 91 here, Kevin Kersher. Kersher currently, right now, looking to keep his speed, his here up for grabs here, making sure that everyone is put on notice here with the way he kind of runs around this place, and he likes to run off here. Side-by-side action here coming off the edges. Harley Barletta now making a little bit of a charge here. The 81 coming up and really picking some speed up, picking some guys off there. Barletta, though, with a little bit of damage, though, on that 81, I gotta believe it's really kind of not helping his cause, and making things a lot more difficult for him to strive with and have to work with. George Young seems as though his car having some other issues as well, currently not having up to the speed and up to the playing field that we're used to seeing him really put this thing up at. James Harris has moved into the second spot here. He is right behind fellow teammate Brad Patton in the number 1, representing with 3 Wide Motorsports. And Patton right now, if we take a look at our lap times here, you can see it's kind of an equal playing field between these drivers. Patton, though, I've always kind of considered him as really one of the better 3 wide guys. If I put him up against Harris, I know Harris has really his kind of his own story, kind of his own background. He's been known to really make or break some races, and he's definitely up for it today. But I would say for the defending champion here in that 55, James Harris, man, there's one thing he needs to do later in this season, if not earlier, is start making some runs, start making some positions up, because really, in my opinion, we haven't seen the full potential of this 55. We've seen him kind of come off the track, kind of come in to his own late in the races before, but this is the latest we've ever really seen him without a win and really without actually taking some of these guys to their limit here. So, but of course, a lot of the big, huge names that usually kind of come onto our show here today are not with us. So there is no Hagen, there is no Kyle there, Demir's down. We don't have any of them today, so this may be a bit of a chance here for some of the other guys to kind of get some speed. Don't really use their own knowledge of every other driver out here, and still 22 drivers coming on the track. Pretty darn impressive here considering everything. Laps continue to bolster down. Everyone looking for opportunities when they can, trying to find some speed. Brad Thacker here down 3 spots. Surprisingly, he started at 11th here. He's moving into 14, trying to keep up with the pace, trying to keep up the zone. Morchell and Childs, though, having a little bit of a battle there. As you saw him coming off turn 4 for a brief moment. Both guys going straight into the wire and straight into the charge. It's pretty impressive to me, these next gens, how they keep moving around and they kind of keep getting things a little bit harder to control late in this battle here. Tire strategies and tire wear really, in my opinion, are making up the difference here for these races, because that's really what's making this so darn tricky here for these guys to get around and have to figure out the last minute here. Factory Canopies 150 right now, though, still putting up a great showing here, as well as a good time for these military veteran drivers, as well as for the veteran drivers here of this league. And next week will be a big one here as we kick it down for the very first time ever to WWT Raceway. Yes, my friends, Gateway is up next. Not only is the NASCAR drivers going down there, but we are going down there as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on Sunday. Then it'll be interesting to see what these guys do in the virtual world come Tuesday. But either way, we know one thing is for sure. Anything is possible, and it's going to be a very stubborn little track and unique little circumstance for these guys to have to work with here. George Young in the 48 right now here, trying to get up there with Matthew Johnson for number 4 as the Mustang GT machine Allagash car of Johnson tries to hang down that youngling 48 of George Young. George realizing he's definitely getting a little bit too close to comfort for Brad Patton to catch him. You can even just see just that little wobbler, that little weevil wobble coming off turn 2. That number 4 car was completely at the mercy of the turn, having some troubles hanging in there. And once again, it's still giving him some troubles down there. Gets a little bit loose off the end into the corner. Kyle holding the 5 right now, continuing to keep the Speed Demon setups in play and in the charge. Whoa, hold on though for Robert Lawrence. Straight into the wall protection. Too tight off the entry and too tight off the exit. Car did not apex as well as he was hoping for, and that cost him dearly. Lawrence sent back to the back here a little bit, struggling to keep this car online. You know, Robert Lawrence, we talked about how good he is as a driver, as much as he is tough to tame here. Well, right now he's showing you that and then some, while also having to work around some of the other obstacles here. And speaking of other obstacles here, I guess James Harris might not have been too happy with me for what I said earlier. He's literally just dialed this thing back up. Patton giving him the line, giving him the opening, and the Memorial Day number 55 Ford Mustang of Harris has taken the race lead. How about that? Harris right now looking to take no prisoners attitude, that mindset that we know his nickname for, the Marauder, has Chaikin control and Brad Patton trying to hunt him down. And Greg Janzik in the 40 and the Nexus Esports goes into pit road first of the bunch. I mean, I know that's strategy in there, and I know there's a little bit of a workaround, but that is interesting. I would not have thought he'd go into pit road first. He must be seeing something else the other drivers aren't, or he's really looking towards that very, very long run. That's going to be a very tough ordeal, though, because, again, his pit strategies definitely mean a lot more than they realize here. The pit stop length here, somebody even, Brad Thacker, has literally stayed out this entire time, and he has not gone in. And it may be affected him a little bit as he gets right in there with Kevin Kershaw as he heads into pit road now, but oh my. Kershaw unfortunately feels the wrath of a Bucky Beaver as that Beaver just pretty much sent the dam flying right off on the 91. The dam broke and the tires might have severed up a little bit. I would not be surprised. They were a little shredded down there on Thacker's car. Some of the guys have gone into pit road now, and they are currently working out that strategy that Janzik has kind of set the tone off of, but the boys of the 3Y Motorsports camp have not decided to go into pit road yet. They are working in tandem here, working together to try to find the most speed and control here. Yellow flag is out here though. There's trouble down on the track. 15, Jason Taylor in the 15 with some problems down there. Third caution of the day, and a bit of a shock here. Jason Taylor, the one that brings it out. For those that were coming out of pit road, this is going to really set them back again here and give them major implications. You know, I talked earlier about how well Taylor was doing, and this is literally the worst possible luck for him and that crew, man. The 15, just major troubles here. One more look at it. Snap lock steering of these next gen breaking completely off, and you can see this is what happened here. Couldn't hold on to it. You can see the car's already kind of lost control. He's lost it in the turn. Yeah, that's a tough break there, unfortunately for Taylor. He was doing so well and everything looked so clean and good, and now has to find a way to fight back here against these guys. We'll take a listen to Richard Fornshell here in just a moment though, but Matt Johnson if we can here, maybe Sheldon Pearson or two. But I think for right now anyway, we're just going to watch these guys kind of head into pit road as some of our other guys here that got damaged up pretty bad, like the 35 Tyler Meeks, trying to bring back some speed, trying to bring back some momentum here. We'll talk real quick though with the 76 now. The fire department machine is now on the call with us here, and You know, Foresight, that fire department coffee, you know, may taste pretty good and definitely keep the speed a little wild up, but you do have a little bit of a hothead in that speed of the 81 Harley Barletta behind you. You know that, right?
Yeah, we still got a good bit of racing to go here. This thing's finished. She's feeling good in the long run. Seen a lot of guys wear their stuff out. Unfortunately, pit strategy, we got screwed on. We'll get the wave around here though, and sit back, hope for another caution, get us reset where we need to be. Going damage fixed.
With the tires and all that here, I mean, I gotta ask you, how hot are they getting under that car, and how hot has it really been playing out with this mile and a half?
Honestly, I think the setup we brought this week, this is probably the best one that we've had so far this season, and it is handling the heat very well. It likes a long run. It starts heating later in the run, but a lot of people are not having that same feeling right now. A lot of looseness off turn 4.
For sure there. Well, pretty impressive, though, that you've been able to get the setup finally dialed in. Let's see if maybe there's just enough time to finish it out. Foresight, best of luck, sir.
Yes, sir.
Foresight in 76 right now, trying to make or break a season and make something go, as we now bring it down to the Allagash camp here of Matthew Johnson. And Johnson, you know, what a turnaround, my friend, here. This Ford machine has now started to become a bit of a contender in the top 10, my friend.
Yeah, started in the back tonight, just trying to have some fun out on the track with the boys. It's been some pretty close competition, some close calls, so it's been a lot of fun.
Been a lot of fun, very tempting and challenging for you and the crew, but now as you come nearer and closer to the end here, it's starting to become more of an end game scenario where you really have to start pushing the limits here, doesn't it?
I suppose. Just gonna try to keep it on 4 wheels all the way to the end.
For sure there. All right, Johnson, we appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck as we get you back to the green.
All right, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Johnson and that number 4 having some time to talk with us here. We'll take it now and talk real quick with Richard Fornshell, as Fornshell, this thing now has moved into the second slot just from the pit road strategy, as well as now some luck. Are you going to be able to take full advantage of that now with this bid, boy?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm kind of hoping we go green from here, because I was definitely much better on the long run there. But yeah, I was holding out, waiting to see if the yellow would come out before I absolutely had to pit, and it worked out for me this time.
I gotta ask too as well, how many laps would you say that this car has at peak performance before it finally starts to give out a little bit?
I think a lot of it just comes down to how you end up driving it. You can overdrive it soon very easily, and then it's going to give out on you, like really give out on you in like 15 to 20. But if you take care of it, like you get drop off, but it's not, you don't really hit a cliff. It just kind of gradually goes off, so it's not too bad.
Alright, well, we'll see if that is going to be a pretty good little deal here. You got about 30 laps left. We'll see if this finishes out. Best of luck, Fornshell.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
Richard Fornshell, the number 90, ladies and gentlemen, trying to go for broke, trying to go for it all. Can he hang on and just pull this one up to the end? That remains to be the question he's going to have to get figured out here. We have got 29 laps left. Come green. Harris, strength and speed on his long run, came full circle, but the pit stops getting the better of some other drivers out here. Now can he capitalize on their mistakes and capitalize on the big momentum boost coming up? Looking for the speed. The corner's off and down off turn number 4. We are set back for the green, set back for position. Line them back down, fire them off. Here they come. We're back to the green. Factory Canopies 150 has not been completed yet, and these drivers know it. They can't say this one's in the bag until they've got the checkers out. And even then, unless they come to that line, they are not going to be lit. They're not going to be safe from anything that could possibly happen. That is the impressive display that Scarborough Speedway in this next-gen car has changed for the landscape of this race. Fornshell, though, a little tight off of the corner of turn number 4. Opened the door up for Holden, and even Kershaw now with a last-minute roundup. Tyler Meeks here in the 35, a Truck Series champion, trying to make or break his race season here, trying to bring back some speed. He's got the Mobile 1 Ford Mustang moving up into position, right back at these guys. Multiple stories now going through the corners. Major passing and momentum boost coming from every angle of the track right now. Everyone looking for it all. Daracel saying go man. Brian Bassett saying go William Man Jr. Love down there for the man beast himself in the 29. Man Jr. trying to get that man's maintenance Chevrolet Camaro machine up into the fight. The Rise Nutrition though, 14 advanced starter, kind of developing a little bit of a speed off and making things a lot more difficult for him. And even Ryan Laronto, who is a lap down, knows how difficult it is right now just to get around some of these guys and deal with some of these positions. He's fighting up position quick, he's fighting up positions fast here. And I'll tell you one thing, Matthew Johnson, I thought he was going around there coming off of turn number 4. Like we've seen many other drivers before today. He held on line though pretty well, I'll give him that pretty much there. And behind all of it here is the guys up front, James Harris and Kyle Holden. Literally 2 different styles of racing, 2 different setups of battles here, both representing for 3 Wide Motorsports. Trying to work off and help each other out a little bit while also maybe thinking about the big picture. They're looking to go for broke and they're looking to go big as they can be here. Warnshell hanging on a third though. Remember he did say as long as he can get some long front laps in, he'll be able to hang on. Well, he's definitely hanging on now, but there's guys literally just bouncing charges and mounting positions up. Factory Canopies 91 on Kevin Kersher right now blocking, defending, and trying to hang on for any kind of line he can. Kersher though opening the door up to Janzik, and now Janzik coming right up. Hold the breath for a minute there. You saw how close that was getting there. That could have been bad. Eli Childs trying to make a bit of a last-minute resurgence, last-minute comeback. Remember, he qualified 10th. He's currently in 13th right now, trying to get Thielen done over with that William Mann Jr. camp. Troubles down there for Wilcox. Wilcox in the U.S. Navy 53. Major issues here and can't seem to get this Navy beast there into the fight anymore. It seems as though he may have been sunk. Coming up to the ranks here though, drivers right now still having to move off some chains, move off some drivers here. They're trying to find areas to hit up with and trying to get passed up, and it seems though turn 4 is really giving these guys so much trouble. Meeks and Kersher struggling to keep this thing off turn 4 from spinning out or crashing out. That was literally almost like a pure wet move there. And the funny thing is, they're both struggling to hang on, yet they're keeping everything under control for the most part. Meeks going side by side yet again with troubles behind and more troubles in the back here. That long green flag run gonna thrown out the wire here yet again. Jason Taylor stuck in the wall protection. Taylor, man, you cannot ask for a better luck at any of this one here. The worst luck, and probably my broadcaster curse being put full use on Taylor here. What a tough move here. Let's came off that exit at turn number 4, and yet again another driver getting loose off that turn. But for Taylor, this is the worst possible time to have that happen, considering what he had at Raps and what he had on the Brigade. That was a tough break there for Taylor, man. What a horrible break there, unfortunately. And I will say up front, I probably did give him the broadcaster curse, so I do apologize up front. I did not mean to throw that at him there. There we go. Looks like we got our technical difficulties fixed up here. When we come back, we're going to go commercial free from here, but we have a race to finish for the Factory Canopies 150. Race fans, there is still some more room and time for these drivers to make some opportunities up. It's going to be a close one as we come to the end. Today's race, ladies and gentlemen, presented in part by Champion Power Equipment. If you guys need the best power generators on the market, there has only been one branded name you can rely on and trust in all the time, and that is with our friends at Champion Power Equipment. Be sure to check them out at championpowerequipment.com to get the next best generator for you and your family and crew for the next outing, as well for your next work round for work and appliance and businesses. Thank you again, Champion Power Equipment, for your support. Field right now getting settled back down. Currently looking for a bit of a short run now versus that long run. This is going to get very interesting here on P3 TV. We've seen it before here where literally everything can get changed up and thrown out the wall, throw out the wire, because really you're running on last laps. You don't even care anymore about what matters. All that matters is getting to victory lane, and that is the only thing these guys think about when they get to that last dash. Down the back straightaway we go, race fans. We are now set to go back to green. We are set now to go back to a huge ovation here and a huge run around for these guys and these drivers. Field is set back in play and set back in motion here. Who will be able to hang on for this one? You will wait the green. You'll wait the man to start this pack up here. 16 laps left to go. Who wants it more? Factory Canopies 150 coming near the end. It's time to get this one finished up. Sun's starting to fade here down at Concord. It could tame the track down a little bit, cool it off a little more. It certainly is cooling off though. James Harris, trouble off of turn number 2. Lost a lot of ground there. 3 wide salute right in the mix. First time he's had to deal with 3 wide. Car loose off of turn 4. The same turn that got Taylor earlier. The same turn that got Taylor and a few other guys earlier on. And look at Man Jr. and Jantic just plowing through the field, now moving the chains ahead. Man Jr. really looking for a last-minute dash, a last-minute battle here coming up for the field. But he's got a whole laundry list of drivers to get through before he can do that. Kyle Holden right now trying to hold on to the race lead and get his first win of the season off his back already. He's come so close yet so far so many times. His heartbreaker at Atlanta still waiting on his mind. He came in here at Charlotte knowing what he must do, what he had to bring to the table, and he's trying to hang in it. 14 laps left to go here. He might have enough, but Dan Patton, though, behind him is literally making this very, very difficult to hang on. Just saw the lap times there. It's going to be a close corner here for the end of it. Uh-oh, and as I say that, though, yellow back out. Starner and Fortune with a great battle there, but it's George Young off the track and all over the place. Harley Barletta swayed round around here on the back end. He is damaged up and taken by Tyler Meeks. And I have to say now, I think I may have gave William Mann Jr. the old broadcaster curse, folks. Man Jr. getting loose off the turn 4, and Meeks nowhere to go. Wait, where was he supposed to go? Taking everyone for a little bit of a wild ride there. And get right into the mix there. You saw George Young get out of that mess in time. Unfortunately, Wilcox, Meeks, and them not able to get out of it in time. And what a wild ride that one was. Field is starting to shrink out a little bit, and time's starting to become even more difficult. Hold on just a minute. What the heck has happened to the one of Brad Patton? Where did the nose and the hood go on that thing? Hold on a minute. Producers, can we get back and look at replay here and see where that thing went? How did he lose the hood? How did he lose the hood on that number 1? How did that even happen? Hold on just a sec. We need to take a look at this. Something went wrong here in that 1. I think there might have been a car going by him. I know I saw a little smoke, but I didn't think there was anything going on up there. Might have been completely wrong. Say, oh, oh, whoa, whoa. Well, Thacker definitely not appreciating Patton getting in the way there, but I think Patton honestly was trying to get a little bit more squared up, and I don't know how the heck he lost his hood though. Well, his rear's damaged, but I don't know about his hood. I'm just kind of trying to figure that out again. So this is going to get interesting. Kyle Holden now has a little bit of an advantage here, knowing Patton has got damage on that front and rear end, but that does not mean nothing when it comes to a long run scenario here. That means he's going to have to figure out a short run scenario here. The long run is gone. The short term is now his biggest priority. And these next gens are extremely durable and tough when it comes to having damage on anything on any track. So Patton may have some work to do around here, but he might be able to hold on with Holden. We'll see. We'll bring him down off of turn number 4 this time on by. And the Speed Demon setup shop number 5 here. Kyle Holden is going to try and take down the Seahawk boy himself, Brad Patton, the 1. Patton with a win already. Holden does not have it yet. Can he get this one off his back? To the green they go. We'll fly him high. Big opportunities coming on a rise here. Your top 5 on your screen. Harris, much better start this time, but he's got company behind him. An old rival is his nature on his outside. Jantic trying to work the way in the middle here. Kershaw seeing an opening in the gap. Didn't want to shoot for it off turn 4, though. It's the same corner he got loose and struggled at earlier. Brian Lorenzo literally looking on at a hungry set of drivers. Put in a very difficult scenario in a very tricky little spot. Holden, though, talk about hanging on to the speed, hanging on to that car down there, man. That 5 machine has got a good race lead ahead, and he's holding back. Brad Patton trying to hang in there, but he's losing time off the corners. He's getting it back on the straights with a draft, but the corners are what's losing him. The aerodynamics may be destroyed too much. Dan starter, the rising Tristan number 14, trying to get up some speed, but now he's got company coming from behind. Here comes the Nexus Esports of Janzik. Whoa, hold on, drivers loose off the corner. Big issues down there for both drivers. Oh, hold on up top. Got one to the wall. Lorenzo taking for a bit of a ride down there, unfortunately. Slammed back into the back here. I'm not sure. Looks like he's not going to be able to get this one fielded back in time. These guys are literally in a dead heap scruffle, just trying to hold these cars online for anything they can. Eli Childs, looks like finally that strategy he was doing earlier is now finally paying off. He's moving to the 7, looking for 6, but Kershaw is in his way. Kershaw a little bit loose off turn number 2, though. Big opening coming for that 9. Trying to make a charge at it. And even Wilcox falling behind, too. Short run instincts being put up for full grabs. Every driver right now just getting their stuff in. And unfortunately, though, it's not going to be the same way here on turn number 4. Yellow is out. Childs. Woo! Managing to avoid issue there. George Young backing way off the corner there. And Kevin Kershaw taken completely out of the race here, unfortunately. And now, what a mess and a half there, and what a tough little spot to be put in. Yeah, it looks like Kershaw and Childs were pretty much dead even with one another, and Childs' little run and experiment getting thrown out the wire. You can see how close he came to hitting Lawrence there. Lawrence getting very, very lucky he did not get put into that spot. Taking a look at it here from the PT Instant Replay side. Watch Kershaw. Slightly dips down, and Childs, he's lucky he didn't take the tire. He didn't take the water barriers there, the water barrels, but whew, if I'm Lawrence right now, I'm just thankful my car is still in one piece after that little hiccup. That could have been scary. Wow. Chaotic, insane to say the least. And now it is a green-white checkered attempt coming up, and Greg Janzik, really the luckiest man out of this bunch here, is going to literally have a chance and a half here to knock down Kyle Holden's little spot. If Holden was able to keep going green this entire time, this would have been his. No matter what Janzik did, he would not have enough time. So, 2 laps to go when they get to the green. Holden, Janzik, literally looking to go for broke, go for it all. Holden will have the starting command, so that will make things extremely difficult there for Janzik to take him down, but it will be a very intriguing little battle here for both guys when it comes to it. Caleb Forsythe looking maybe to play a huge spoiler. Christian Wilcox as well, looking to try to spoil the party here. Going for broke and go for it all. Lights are off on the pace car here. We are now set with the green-white checkered attempt up here. We've got 2 attempts coming. Holden looking to finally break free and get this one out of the way. But the problem laying beside him is that 40 of Craig Jantic trying to live up to the Nexus Esports reputation and make a name for him here. They'll bring him off the distance here one more time. Who is going to take this one home? We're going to bring him back to the green flag here, right off of turn number 4, back to the green. This one's up for grabs. Who wants it more? Green flag out for the Patrick Canopies 150. Trouble down there on the back end there. One driver down. Yellow flag is out. Holden holds off Jantic just enough, and then me gave him the little opening he was looking for. Damage, though, is going to go on that 90 of Foreign Shell. There's one last attempt for a green-white checker coming up, but for Richard Fornshell, the worst possible luck. And Brad Patton and him unfortunately colliding in there. Nowhere they can go, nowhere to get out of. And Fornshell having such a great run here. Unfortunately falls victim to the troubles that Charlotte Motor Speedway can bring to the table. What a tough little hit there, unfortunately. He is moving around the car and he is okay at least, but I guarantee you that was a very hard hit and a very frustrating little knock there for him and his crew. Now the question is, who's going to be able to finish this? And will we be able to finish this? Cale Forsyth catching a huge break though, moves into 3rd. This is a big deal for him and his crew. Holden trying to hang on just long enough though still as well. I mean, it's literally turned into a fight for survival and a fight for control. This is it. Lights gonna pop up next time by here, and the race fans, this is getting closer and closer to a strong ordeal and finish here. Lights have popped up on the pace car now. Holden gonna have to try to find a way to hold out Jantic one more time. If he can get the caution flies, he needs to just be ahead of Jantic. He doesn't need to he doesn't need to get to the finish line first. If that caution comes out, he just needs to make sure that he's ahead of Jantic before that caution comes out, and he'll take this one. And of course, he's got the company of Caleb Forsythe and Christian Wilcox kind of pumping it back, and even Matthew Johnson. Literally, what a season resurgence here for that 4 Allagash. This is a huge deal as well for him. He knows this can make the difference maker. Charlotte Motor Speedway, you have not disappointed, and you have definitely made for this race to be an interesting one. But all has for naught. We need to come to an end. This race must finish. But who will be the one to finish it in front? We're about to find out. Coming down off of turn number 4, this time on by. Holden looking to set a whole shot off on Jandik, trying to get him in the playing field. Reeling him in down off turn number 4 here to the green flag. We bring him back out. Jandik left behind early. Holden getting a good speed boost. Wilcox moving right up ahead of Forsythe as well. Now comes the ultimate challenge here. Getting them off the corners. Clean so far, pretty clear. Movement in the back. Guys coming up through the ranks here, coming up from the ends here. And now the big moment comes. Off of the turn 4. No, white flag's gonna come out with the yellow and behind it. Kyle Holden will hold on and take it. The white flag came out, but it was too little too late. Yellow was already out. Kyle Holden is going to take this one home. The number 5 Toyota Camry is going to bring Speed Demon setups to victory lane for the first time this season. And at last, redemption for his troubles back at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Drivers need to come to the finish here at least, and the checkers are going to come on out. Janzik, Wilcox to put up a valiant effort and a valiant fight, but Kyle Holden will take this one home. Checkers are coming out to the finish. Kyle Holden is going to take it home. He said he felt like the car was ready to go. He said he felt like this one was finally his and it was about as good as it could get. It's a very major redemption there for that number 5, and his teammates going by him, congratulating him, saying it's about time he got this one. Holden definitely happy he finally got this monkey off that back and finally initiating this one for a big win here. Time for some donuts here. Burnouts here down the front straightaway. Kyle Holden bringing it on. And the race results now will pop up on your screen here, race fans. Here is the final results now coming up. What a performance here. Kyle Holden getting enough traction and stays ahead of Janzik. Wilcox gave it everything he had. Wasn't enough, but we'll stop third, though, at least. 4 to Caleb Forsythe. 5th to Brad Patton. 6th to Matthew Johnson. 4. 7 going to James Harris. 8 to William Ann Jr. 9 to Harley Barletta. Eli Childs gets 10th to round out your top 10. And a long, long run, but it's just enough to pop away with the W. It's time to talk now with the finishers here today, race fans. Joining me now here is the number 53, Christian Wilcox. And Christian, congratulations on the top 3 here once again here. And once more, really living up to the reputation and the mental strategy that comes with your military background. You certainly had to put up a fight here coming to the end.
I'm really honored that I could have this car up front for most of the race and get it plenty of airtime. I can't speak it enough how proud I am to have been in the Navy and all the heritage and history that we have as a branch, and especially on this Memorial Day weekend, to give thanks for those who passed, giving us the life that we have today. So once again, it was an honor that I could be able to do that.
An honor to really see you bring this thing out on the track here and really make some moments in some big key positions here. So, Wilcox, I know this one obviously was a wild ride from the get-go, but I mean, for you and your crew, I mean, how important was this position right now for your points, and where you put this car in, to really say the least here today?
I think after tonight, I'm definitely going to be primed to make a run to get into a playoff spot. I just have to stay consistent. The first part of this season has been absolutely terrible for me. Just haven't had finishes. I've gotten involved in some wrecks that I shouldn't have had any business being involved in. So hopefully this is what turns it around, because I know I have the talent to run up front. I just have to, combine that with some good luck and some consistency.
Certainly do indeed. Well, nevertheless, Wilcox, as you come away today here with the third place, is there anybody else you want to thank for this all?
After tonight, I just again like to thank Champion Power Equipment for putting this league on and all that too. But more importantly, I'd like to just once again ask everybody to keep in their hearts everyone who's passed away to defend this great nation, which this entire weekend's for. That's all I got, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wilcox, thank you for your time. Congratulations. Well deserved on the podium, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Christian Wilcox, ladies and gentlemen, coming away here third today here, and what a position for him and his crew here. He'll bring it on home here for third, as we bring in now for the Zany fam. Craig Janzik will come away second out of the bunch here, and Janzik, congratulations on that second place finish. And the Nexus Esports crew, I gotta be pretty happy with this one as much as you are happy with this performance. Definitely a long run and a long haul, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely were fixing to have a really exciting finish with Holden there. And, we were going to do whatever it takes. I like Holden a lot. I wasn't going to wreck him or anything like that. But, we had a really great Nexus Esports Fresh Juice iRacing Designs Camry here today. And I don't think I ever really got to show it just based on the tire strategy that we elected. I know that I really, really bungled qualifying up, and had to really start behind the 8-ball right at the beginning of the race, and we succeeded through the field pretty well. But big kudos to Holden. He's had this coming for a while. He's been involved in very many good fights with us and Boyd and Kyle Myers and them. So, congrats to him. He earned it for sure. I definitely think that we had something for him had we gotten the whole last lap done for sure. It would have been a great fight to see what would have happened. But I'm really proud of the guys, and it was a really fun race to be a part of.
Definitely a fun race to see, and you go out on the track now. I know obviously you already have kind of locked yourself in that playoffs position and really put yourself in the best kind of zone to get to. But I'm gonna ask this real quick as well. I mean, how treacherous and crazy you think these next couple races can be? Because next week it's WWT Raceway, and I gotta believe that track may give you guys quite the run, isn't it?
It will for sure. And there's with the Coke Series running tonight, the BSM guys couldn't show up because of their Coke Series commitments. So obviously they're going to be showing up next week at a really challenging track to drive. That does definitely race like a road course, and I look very forward to that myself. As I'm sure you know, it would play right into my strengths, and I hope that the setup that we're able to bring there drives the way that it needs to be able to not only put on a good show, but also have a great result. And I think that the combination of those two things would be really good for us, but definitely at the hardest track to drive that we've had on our schedule thus far. No questions asked.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here, Janzik, as you come away second out of the bunch here and prepare for next week, who do you want to thank for this?
Yeah, got to thank Champion Power Equipment for the best generators on that money can buy. Thanks to Green Mountain Grills and all of our litany of associate sponsors through the league with BSM Partners and Allegiant Air. God, I could probably sit here for 30 years thanking them all, but Kevin knows that we really appreciate what he's brought to us for sure. Kevin Kirscher, thanks to Nexus Esports, Fresh Juice iRacing Designs, my whole team at Ovalson Performance, and PTN for the amazing broadcast as always. I'm sure that the long green flag run will lead to an amazing broadcast just because they always do. And I really look forward to checking it out.
For sure that we appreciate your time here, Janzik, and hope you enjoy that one as usual. Thanks for your time. Congratulations on that second place finish.
Yep, thank you. Look forward to next week.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Janzik in the 40 coming away here with the second place finish because a man that topples them all and takes this one full control. Kyle Holden in the 5 is the winner here. And Kyle, you said at the beginning of this race, you believe this car is finally here. Everything is dialed in. It was certainly indeed.
Oh yeah, we had an amazing run there. I can't believe we took home first there. With all those guys who took fresh tires at the end on that second to last caution before all those green-white checkers. I was expecting them to be able to catch us, but we kind of got lucked out with all the cautions at the end. We had a really fast car out there today. It was a little tight at first, but as the day went on, it just became perfect.
It certainly did, and really, we've always talked about, you know, how tough it is to come back from some hard losses or some hard breaks here. We had kept brought it up with some of these drivers here that never had won a race till literally they finally just got that one off their back. You had such a tremendous season and a battle there back at Atlanta, and now finally getting this monkey off your back here in this win, I gotta believe it really sets you up more for that playoffs coming in a couple months from now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. We had a rough season, you know. We've been finishing top 5, top 10 all season, but we could just never come home with the win there. And finally this week we just had all the speed we needed to get into victory lane.
You certainly did indeed. So as you end the night here at last with the win and a trip into victory lane, I will ask you, who do you want to thank for it all?
Got of course thank you guys up in the booth. You guys do a wonderful job. You know, give us something to watch at the end. Huge thanks to Champion and Kevin and all them for putting this on for us. Eli, the admin, and then huge thanks to Speed Demon, Mark Sikosi, and all them over there. They build the great setups and they put us in victory lane today.
They definitely did indeed. Eric Holden, congratulations and well deserved, sir.
Appreciate it.
Kyle Holden, ladies and gentlemen, in number 5, pops away with the win and a long road ahead of him, but he at least can say he's got that monkey off his back from that Atlanta race. So, as we do sign off tonight, though, race fans, I mean, Charlotte Motor Speedway, what can you say about it, man? This track, its history, its racing, its background is just far from none, far from in between. Absolutely tremendous performance by everybody involved, really put up the control and speeds under the track here, but as we look at this one from the distance, we saw a lot of green flag run and a lot of green flag racing with a lot of really just hard breaks and hard luck here at times because of just the aggressive nature that comes with this track. So what does that fair and shake here when we get to WT Raceway next week here? That really begs the question because we've talked about how difficult it is to run around at WT here from the pedal to metal side back on Sunday. Well, now you got to get these next-gen Cup cars out there instead of the Truck Series. I mean, that's a whole nother ball game in its own right. That can definitely change things out completely. So, my final thoughts is this. Charlotte, you did not disappoint. Excellent racing, and what a performance by this next-gen cars. And we cannot wait to see if maybe the WT Raceway makes for some exciting action and conclusive battles. But for now, we'll have to leave it at that and see what happens. But thank you to Champion Power Equipment for their support again to the Fast and Fun Cup Series. Without them, they wouldn't have been able to really make this show happen, really make this all go down. And you fans out there as well, without you guys, really none of this would be possible. So we thank you, we love you, and support you as much as you support us. Tomorrow night, 2 main events, 2 big bloster races. We've got Venom Truck Series coming out, and then the Misfits iRacing League are on the show once again. From all of us here at B3 TV, though, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies.